Y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So today I'm just going to talk to you guys about food storage and the best way that I found over the last couple of years to maintain my pantry. I've had no critters, no rats, no anything, and I'm just going to show you guys exactly what I've done to prevent that. I've had a couple of questions or comments in the comment sections referring to this, so I figured I'd do a quick video about it. So butter, obviously you're not going to sit that out so you don't have to worry about critters, but I put this in my freezer whenever I buy it, especially if it's on sale, because it lasts longer in the freezer and it doesn't change the consistency of it, the taste, anything. It cooks just fine. I got the baking powder. This is actually the first time I have stored it in the freezer, so I just took it out. I don't know, it's just because it's like a flour based type thing or a powder consistency, I figured it wouldn't hurt to put it in there. Moving along to this cheese. So I did have this cheese right here in my freezer door that's attached to the fridge, so it does have a couple of pieces of ice, but I haven't had this but a couple of months, so I'm not worried about using it. I have frozen cheese so many times, and sliced cheese, frozen cheese, and the shredded cheese. I freeze shredded cheese the most because that's what I buy the most, and I've never had any issues with it. Again, cooks the same, tastes the same. Hush Puppy mix, just because it is a type of flour, I always like to put that in the freezer. Coffee, I'm sure you can leave this out without even freezing, but I typically will throw it in the freezer and then transfer it to a mason jar. Cornstarch, same thing. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the freezer. Haven't done that in the past, I don't think, but I feel like freezing will not hurt. Now, when it comes to rice, I feel like because it is a grain and weevils can get in here, this is something that you most definitely need to put into the freezer for a few days, and you can take it out, put it back in there, and hopefully that kills any, weevil eggs or any kind of bugs or anything that can get into this. Because if you have some kind of infestation and ruin your food pantry, and you don't want to have to toss out food because you have been infiltrated with like bugs and all that. So put it in the freezer for a few days, let it come to room temp, especially if you have bulk rice. Nuts, okay, this isn't so much a weevil or anything kind of infestation. This is just to prolong the life of this. So put it into the freezer, take some out as needed. I had a reminder, somebody actually reminded me a couple of months ago about putting these in the freezer. I forgot all about it. Oatmeal, I always throw in the freezer because it's a grain too, and I feel like anything with grains can have that tendency to possibly have bugs. I'm not saying that it will, but just for like safety and peace of mind, I like to make sure that I freeze mine. So I will go ahead and throw this in the freezer and then take them out as needed. I've actually pulled this bag out and went ahead and cooked some oats straight from the freezer without them even coming to room temp, and it's always good with it. Pancake mix, that's another thing. I feel like it's good to just throw that in there. I haven't actually thrown this one in there, but we've gone through this relatively quickly, and like I said, I just haven't. But I think for me, when you're definitely doing long term and thinking of long term, you want to put it in the freezer. And I put a lot of this in mason jars, like the powders and the sugar. So I've got like my sugar right here, some cornmeal, more sugar. I think I've got turbinado in one of these, and then regular pure cane sugar. This is like a confectionery sugar, sugar, as well as that one over there. And like I said, I store rice in these as well. Another way to ensure that you don't lose everything that you've stocked is to pick up some bay leaves. I had one of my amazing subscribers that's actually been with me from the beginning, Courtney, drop down in the comment section yesterday and remind me of bay leaves. Line them in your cabinets, just take them, toss them in there, and it'll deter mice and any kind of rodents and weevils and things like that. These are food saver bags, and I normally will buy the roll like this because you can pre-cut them however you want to, or you can get the already pre-cut ones. I've been getting these lately when I get them because they're you get more for the money, which is, great nowadays. But it's just a food saver bag. I'm sure other brands will work, but this is just the brand I stick to. The food saver I've actually had since 2020, and it's still going strong, y'all. I purchased this when I first started prepping, and mine also has the accessory port on here, so you can hook up to a canning jar. So it's a little device that goes in here, and I can show you guys in another video, although I do think I have older videos. But you just put it here, attach the mason jar to the plastic. Matter of fact, let me go grab that real quick. Hang on one second. Okay, so this is it right here. So you're gonna snap that onto your mason jar. You're gonna put this part in here, and then you're gonna go through the whole process. And like I said, it seals your mason jars which is good. So I'll show you guys that in another video, just in case you haven't seen that. I'm not telling anybody to go and run out and buy a Food Saver because everything's high right now. But I think I paid like 100 and I don't know, 50, 60 for this a few years back. So this is just a follow up on the vacuum sealing. So this is rice that's been vacuum sealed since 2021. I have this that I was storing in another 5-gallon bucket. So like I said, I was trying different methods, just trying to figure out what would work best. Should have brought that bag up that was down there, because there is one bag somehow air got in it because it is like inflated, but this has not, nothing at all is wrong with this. This is one of the buckets I have. You can see it's pretty dusty, but the food in there is totally okay. I did this January 15, 2021, and I didn't realize it until I went and turned the bucket around a minute ago that I dated that. For some reason, I didn't think I dated that, which is great. You do want to date your food. So this is just a 5-gallon bucket. Like I said, food grade from Tractor Supply, only costed a few dollars. I personally like using Gamma lids, and they were like $7 and some change, maybe like $7.98 a couple years ago, just because you can twist it and it twists off. So, and here is one of the Mylar bags that I have. So you can hear the rice in there, and I sealed this. Instead of getting one of the heat pressers, I literally use like a flat iron. I cleaned the flat iron plates just with, you know, regular rubbing alcohol, and went ahead and sealed it with that. So like I said, just use what you have in your home. You don't always have to run out and like grab new tools or something, because the flat iron worked just fine. And like I said, this has been here since January 15, 2021, 25 pounds, and I have no, oh, it's heavy. But yeah, there's no issues with that. And that's it. So this doesn't have to be harder. You don't have to make everything hard. Just do what you can. Just do what you can do on your budget. So this is going to vary by your area, depending on if this is something that they even do. I know when I first started a couple years ago, a lot of people were saying that I can get like the ice-in buckets from like the bakery section in Walmart. I did try to go to my one Walmart. I don't even know if I went to two, but I know I went to one, and she said that they weren't giving the buckets out because of like the virus going around, and they were advised not to give them to customers. Some people said you can get them for free. Some said you can get them for $1, but I didn't mess with it. I went ahead and just purchased these after I found that out, because I just didn't at the time have the time or whatever to try to chase down buckets. I mean, by the time you run around a different Walmart, just buy your own. I mean, if I could have got them for free or $1, that would have been cool. But so I will say you can check your Walmart. I don't know if that's something that they're still doing. Another place is Firehouse Subs. If you have one, people were getting buckets from there, like the pickle buckets. The only thing about that is I feel like you're gonna have a hard time getting that smell out. Like, I think eventually you may be able to get it out. I never tried them. But I would try different ways to get that out. You know, baking soda, like Dawn, like probably gonna have to do a lot of it, but still, I'm not even gonna say Clorox, because I feel like the smell of the Clorox will, or the liquid Clorox will seep into the plastic, and that kind of weirds me out. But just check into that. Like I said, regardless, don't feel like you have to go out and get these buckets. Don't feel like you have to go out and get jars. Don't feel like you have to get out and get a Food Saver and Food Saver bags. Just do what you can afford to do in your budget. The most important thing that I'm going to keep stressing to y'all is just to have food in your home and get stocked up for your family. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, y'all. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one.